Well, we're at the airport, just doing a late drop-off. Well, I say late drop-off. It's 19:32 at the minute. Believe it or not, 30 seconds here to 4 minutes costs you £4. So they make a lot of profit, to be honest with you. Let me pay this one. Oh, can't reach it. Give us a second. Oh, there you go. Oh, my arms hurt me at the minute, really do. When I get back, my friend said I can use his bath or her bath to soak myself in boiling water, which sounds good for me, to be honest. And yeah, I think I look forward to doing that. So yeah, I'll just tip that down slightly because this phone does very well at night with photographs, but in videos I've never really tried it at night, and I think it may work. Well, looking at what I see on the screen at the minute, it's working quite well. So we've got a storm approaching the UK, and that's supposed to get some high winds from America, from one of the hurricanes which is crossing across from the Atlantic, which is not good. London Heathrow had a few cancellations of flights today for whatever was happening. The 4:30 Newcastle to London was cancelled, and that was due to bad weather, I think, although that doesn't sound particularly right to me. But anyway, it was cancelled and rescheduled to 7:30. What else is going on? Well, we've got apparently a second moon coming in. Not that we can see it because it's always cloudy, but a second moon's supposed to be coming in towards the end of this month, and it's really a meteorite coming by. It's going to be visible for 5 days, and that's fair dues. I think it's running from the east. I think you can see it with the tails and what have you. If you've got a telescope or even with a naked eye, you should be able to see the comet has been a bright one. Now Betelgeuse in Orion, which is the bottom left, I think, is started to explode. That's going to be as bright as the North Pole star, and that's happening, or starting to happen now, where it's going to explode and devastate that area of space. I mean, give you some idea of the size of Betelgeuse is, if we put our sun in the centre of it, its outer edges don't actually touch till Jupiter, so it is really a big boy, you know. And it should make quite a flash, although it is a fair distance from us. So we do actually see the flash. Well, not really a flash, it's just the sun gets brighter, or this thing gets brighter, and that is something that all astronomers will notice. And certainly if you've got a small telescope, you should be able to see that happening. What else is happening in the world? What can we chat about? noisy drone, and but it's like a dog. It really is a drone that does everything. They say the video quality is not that good, but to be honest with you, I like the drone. We used it handheld. We've controlled it with our hands. We have done everything really with the drone. We've still got to do a vlog with it in front of us, which is something I'll do in the future. Although I have done it in the past, to be honest with you, where you got to use your body to steer the drone, which is a strange one, you know. Well, we're in 5th gear, and up here we've got to get into the right-hand 2 lanes, so that's what we're going to do now. Temperatures today are 14.5 degrees at this time of night, and on the high grounds we're getting frost warnings, so big differences between the altitudes obviously. Yeah, I say some interesting videos coming out on YouTube for how bad our governments are and what have you, you know, and we all know how it goes, so can't say too much. And I think our futures are going to be kind of handcuffed, if you understand, and how free we are. It's become very prison stated, which is going to be horrible. I certainly wouldn't like to be a child of our days, not the way things are. Education's gone the wrong way. The other thing that I was watching, the third phase for the moon, we're talking about a Stargate in the Area 51, which is interesting. I mean, a lot of the sci-fi that we've grown to love, like Stargate, seems to be coming to the truth, you know. If that's the case, then we, the punters, have been kept in the dark. I mean, the other thing was how people were buying their own electrical box, and that apparently, there we come off here, that apparently saves you the rentage of the electric box you got now, which really you paid thousands for, and then they can't monitor your electric. I don't know how that would work like, but I mean, I've got solar panels and whatever. They're only small 100-watt ones, and I use a car charger to do the caravan batteries, charge them up, and in turn those batteries charge my Bluettis and what have you, and they run my microwaves and washing machines and everything else. You know, it's pretty good. I mean, I've so we're just going to give you a reconditioned one, and that arrives on Monday. 1,300 watts output, so I'll be using that to keep the systems running. I've also got coming soon is the Bluetti 1 charger. And the Bluetti 1 charger is the one that you put in your car, or you can put it on your solar panels, or you can put it, say directly linked to your battery in your car. And what this does, it converts your 12 volt into 48 volts to give you a faster charge. So I've got that coming at the minute, and I'll be looking forward to seeing how fast it can charge my units up, because I am kinda pulling away from solar, although I will use it obviously, but the battery is the best way. I mean, I've got 3 of the caravan batteries, and they are, I think, 400 watts each. So if I can charge the batteries overnight and get these, like 3 12 volt batteries, they then can charge my Bluettis and what have you during the day through this Bluetti 1, which would be great, The other thing I've got on order is, I think, a new suction device for doing vacuuming food bags. I've got the left lane here. Yeah, so what you can do is you get a food bag, and you cut the food bag on a corner, I think he said, and then you just do a suction on it, and it sucks it all out, all the air, and that will be fine. It gets rid of all the moisture and that. So I'm figuring on doing that, but it also, not only is it a sealant, but it's also a blower. You can blow up your tennis balls with it, you can blow up your balloons with it, and suck the air out of these new plastic containers that have a vent on the top. We can suck the air out of there as well. So I'm looking forward to getting that. In November, we have the new telescope arriving, the Dwarf 3, also it does, during the day, it does tracking of animals. You know, you can put a box around, say, a swan, and it will follow that swan, you know, in its glory, you know. So I can see this being a very good investment on my behalf. The technologies that are coming out now are, to me, alien. They're very advanced, and I think it's something that we've had a long time. It's just that we are getting the tail end of it, you might say. The big stuff's out of our reach. I mean, this folding phone I've got, how do you do it? How do you develop something like that? And it goes beyond me. I've got a good imagination, but how do you imagine a mobile phone bending? And how do you invent a mobile phone, for that matter? You can't stick a monkey or a teenager into a room and say, build me this, because they wouldn't know where to start. And I understand how you get things smaller, and that's from something bigger. You can actually get a larger computer to build a smaller version of itself, to a smaller version, to a smaller version, you know, and it develops that way. So you've got like different sizes of an object. So you probably have a big mobile, maybe, being developed, and then that's redone on a smaller scale, and eventually you get down to micro technology, which is the only way I can see this thing doing. But yeah, the technology's out there. It's just that we're not seeing it as quickly as we want, and it's being held up by the fact of governments, really, in that respect. Well, that's 19 minutes of chit chat. Appreciate you coming along and keeping me company. We're coming into a 50-mile-an-hour zone now, and yeah, I can see us. Well, we gotta go for a hot bath, maybe. I don't know. I've got aches and me pains, you see. I think the hot water will do it. Wonderful. Yeah, I can see on the screen the gauge is going up and down, left and right. So I don't know how this video is going to go, but I can see it trying to stabilize. So we'll see how it goes. It's now 1952, and we're now back into where we started, Newbiggin. Around we go into Newbiggin. There we go. Tip that up a little bit. Well, you can just about see me. So anyway, if you enjoyed the drive and what have you, so you can't see me now because it's too dark. But if you enjoyed the scenery and what have you, and the night drive, and you want to see some more driving ones, let me know. It's just they're a bit long-winded, you know. Yes, I'm doing 35 and a 30. Sorry. So I'll catch you all on the next one. Bye for now.